What is up, everybody? It's your boy Verdict here, and thank you so much for stopping by. Now, we cannot simply not make a video after today's development kind of update from Pearl Abyss that we received. We watched it live on YouTube, and I did take that snippet out and I uploaded it over to the channel, so you guys can check that out if you want kind of the raw reaction of it all, you know, React Gaming being big at all. Now, with that being said, guys, today I'm going to make a little bit of a different video, and I'm going to talk to you guys about everything that you would need to know about the changes to the Tungrad accessories and what's going to happen with the release of the Deboreka sets. Now, the sets go over like this. Every single Tungrad accessory still maintains its Black Spirit Rage additional, but of course there is a new set upon the 3 which gives you an additional 30%. And finally, if you have 5 of these sets, then you are looking at an additional plus 12 AP. For the Deborekas, the new rings on the other side, they are plus 4 if you're looking from the perspective of crescents, or in other words, they are really good. And the coolest thing about that set is that it's not on a 6. We spoke about this quite some time ago as well. We kind of did predict on this channel that the Tungrad accessories will be changed for the purpose, which we will talk in a moment. But one of the most important bits is that the Deboreka accessories, they're locked onto the 5 set. We knew that it's not going to be a 6 set. We kind of argued back and forth. 6 set would pretty much be the death of any switching from accessories. And Pearl Abyss, they do want to have, you know, rather to provide this opportunity to players to really maneuver their gear here and there, you know, just kind of make it more, basically introduce at least some sort of decision making behind your gear set. Now, with that being said, I'm going to transfer this right now into my regular streaming scene, which we have over here, and I'm going to talk to you guys about everything that you see here. This is basically the difference of what would be a pan full Tungrad, like the best that you could possibly get for the purposes of the 200% versus a Deboreka, the best that you could get out of this. Now, very important things that we have to know is that we need to add an additional 12 AP to this because we do have the 5 set, and we need to add an additional 8 AP to the Deboreka set piece as well. So in reality, it's about, depending on what type of accessory you will pick here, it's under or a little bit over 30 AP. So this is good and all, but the implications which we have to really consider with the Tungrad ring is, with the Tungrad accessories, apologies, is how much better they're going to be. Now, if you are a class, basically if you're a representative of a class that has no attack speed buff, for an example, my Maegu, she has no attack speed buff, and attack speed is an incredibly potent kind of resource for her, and you never wish to spend it kind of negligee. You don't want to just click that whenever you do not need it. The attack speed is the most important bit of the class, and how to manage that is really very, very tough depending on the spot where you grind on. And not just that, but having a class which desires attack speed, the perspective, or rather the prospect of it being able to go towards the 200%, where the empowered Z buff, which is of course 50 AP and 40% attack speed, well, now we're going into a different pretty much game. Now, this is going to be a very special thing that every single class needs to consider, and something that Pearl Abyss also need to consider, because I've been speaking about the polarization of Awakening Maegu, and basically Maegu and similar classes that have no attack speed buffs towards their kit, and I've been talking about how if you have the Z buff, the class is superb, but if you do not have the Z buff, then the class feels very, very kind of polarizing, and that is because simply the attack speed, and it's one of my main feedbacks towards Awakening Maegu. And with that being said, now it's going to be even further more polarizing with this change. But however, it is going to be a lot better than it was, and I want you guys to hear me out on this. Now, let's talk about these two builds. Over here onto the left side, we have everything that is Tungrad related with the Black Spirit Rage. Over here onto the right side, we have everything related to the Deboreka with, of course, a 6 Deboreka. We can switch things around should we want. Pretty much playstyle choice. Same thing with this Deboreka, with this distortion. So we can pretty much go like this and kind of get to that 31 difference, and we can go underneath with an accessory. You get the idea. Let's not be pedantic to that particular extreme. But something that is very important for these builds is to remember one thing. This build here on the 200% has an additional 15% attack speed over the already established Z buff. So from 25 it goes to 40%, and from whatever AP it was, it goes to 50 AP. And just to prove this kind of to be true, let's go into the characters here and look into the Z absorption rate. So it goes from 30 AP to 50 AP and 25 AP to 40%. 25 attack speed to 40% attack speed. So that's a huge thing, guys. That is a huge difference. And to be completely fair with you, it's something that will blow the Deberekas for many classes out of the park, simply because these classes would require themselves to really have those Z buffs available, especially the 200%, especially with the reworks of the 200% abilities. Sec Mystic is getting one of them, as far as I'm aware, and I'm not really sure if I saw Awakening Mega, just for the purpose of the people that are watching this channel, and they're very much aware of what I mean. Now, something that we really have to talk about also is PvP. PvP will be the greatest this is kind of like the greatest change to PvP. It's you can't even confine it within a small little sentence. It's just crazy change beyond crazy. The reason for that is because we are going to see now for the very first time that Black Spirit Rage perhaps will be more valuable than health in PvP, especially in Cap Node War, simply because everybody will have access to the 200%. Everybody will be able to use these, and just imagine that you're going to see occasionally classes throwing their 200% at clutch moments to deliver some crazy damage and kind of provide opportunities for the entire blobs, depending on the tier, of course, and whenever you're fighting and whatever you're fighting. In reality, this is going to have crazy implications in PvP. Just imagine a berserker that can go pretty much every once in a while. You might have somebody that would not need to feed rage, and the cap being upwards, still the rage has to be generated, you get the idea, but the caps going upwards means that more of that rage will potentially be available for people to be funneled into somebody else, or they could use that on themselves with the new updated abilities and skills. This is crazy to be considered, and I know that might be a little bit of a hot take, but I believe this here build will be simply the go-to for every single PvPer that is doing Cap Node Wars. In terms of PvP for the Deboreka build, the coolest thing about it is that evasion still has a use. However, and that is because, you know, we can keep the 5 set and we can just move around, etc. You can pretty much still hold true to what the how can I say that 3 and then turning into a 5 set Deboreka with the Centaur build is going to do. However, we have of course issues with these builds, and those issues are that with the recent changes which have also been announced, classes will be getting a very huge accuracy pump. And this will be very interesting in terms of how evasion manages this damage. So nowadays, you know, evasion, it was from slow but steady heavy damage taken. Now it's going to be these spikes of burst damage taken, and then they kind of are going to go towards a halt and then come back again and then go to a halt. It's going to be, you'll be spiking a lot is what I'm trying to say. And at least this is what we believe is going to happen right now. So in terms of build path, we have to look also at the silver. The silver is the most important bit that we must address. So I need to be honest with you guys. Having the idea of, well, saving so much silver, and I really mean like so much silver. Now, the Deboreka earrings, basically you have to think about this, you know, Garmoth is not updated yet, but you have to approach this from a very cynical standpoint. And you have to look into it and say, well, here's the thing, if I'm gonna do uncapped PvP, then obviously I should be getting this. But the implications of me being available with a 200% on a specific class that I could self-use without feed rage, in RBF, in World PvP, you get it. This is just providing a lot more opportunities than anything else, to be completely fair. Now, it's still very conflicting and it's still very early information, and we have pretty much our eyes locked onto the Global Labs server, and we're looking at it like a German Shepherd the Colombian border. It's just crazy amounts of information that will be piling up, we believe, if not this Friday, tomorrow that is, then the next Friday, and I will make sure to cover essential bits. So like and subscribe, and I will do my best to keep you guys updated. To be fair, guys, it's still too early, but all of the information that I could share right now, I'm sharing just so people kind of understand what will this mean, why is it so important, and of course, should they be buying Tungrads on pen, because I'm heavily considering it right now. And if you've been looking into the marketplace for the Tungrads, immediately after the development session, quite a few of them were bought. So yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated. So yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated. Stay cool, stay true, and we'll see each other soon. Like and subscribe.